Good evening, and thank you so much for joining us on this Wednesday. You're watching the 9 at Night. I'm Stephania Jimenez, and here's the question now. Are you ready? Because the cold temperatures are going to start rolling in soon. Meteorologist Adam Caskey explains the timing in the forecast.
The much anticipated and talked about cold front arrives tomorrow afternoon. But before it, it's actually going to be fairly mild. By noon, we'll be at 62 degrees with some sunshine. Same with 1 o'clock. And then shortly thereafter, everything changes. A quick and swift temperature drop by 2, 3, 4 o'clock. And I think at 6 o'clock tomorrow, we'll be at freezing in San Antonio. And notice how temperatures on top here drop down into the upper teens by Friday morning. But we also need to factor in the wind, which will be gusting up to 45 miles per hour at times. So by this time tomorrow, we'll have wind chills down in the teens periodically. And early Friday morning around sunrise, at times the wind chill could dip down into the single digits. By Friday afternoon, just barely above freezing at 34. Saturday morning, we do it all over again. 18 degrees, then sunny and 40 by the afternoon. Christmas Day, definitely cold in the morning at 20, but by the afternoon, we're up to 50 degrees. No precipitation, no snow, no ice, no rain. Good travel on the Texas roadways.
You just heard it right there from Adam. To be clear, we're not going to get snow, we're not going to get ice, but it's still going to be cold. So city and state leaders want you to know that they are ready. Erica Hernandez explains what they're doing ahead of San Antonio's first freeze and also where you can go to escape the cold.
The power grid will remain up and running very robustly during this very cold snap.
Governor Greg Abbott says the state is ready for the upcoming winter weather blowing through tomorrow, despite some areas of the state expecting wind chills as low as -20. The governor, as well as ERCOT and the Public Utility Commission, wanted all to know that the power grid has made appropriate upgrades.
We have more power available than ever before. We've got more backup fuel above and beyond the new reforms and regulations that have been put in place. Additional efforts have been made for this specific winter weather event.
Back here at home, Bexar County and the city will be opening up 7 warming centers tomorrow at 3 p.m.
Anyone that wants to go to the centers should pack some clothing, supplies, any medicine that they might need.
Here's a look at where those locations will be at. Alana Reed with the city also says that 3 of the 7 centers will welcome pets.
We will have kennels available in a separate location for the 3 city facilities. That's Normoil, Southside Lions, and the Garza centers. Service animals are invited at the other locations with the county as well.
Above all, the city says they are ready, but we can also all help each other out.
Check on family, friends, neighbors, anyone that might not have heat or who might be spending time alone.
Now, if you're having trouble getting to those warming centers, VIA will be providing free rides. Now, if you're looking for that information on those locations, you can go to our website, KSAT.com. Erica Hernandez, KSAT 12 News.
San Antonio Water System is reminding customers to be ready for that temperature drop. So it's telling everyone to protect their pipes and their faucets. You can go to the hardware store and get foam insulation and faucet protectors. But even if you use wrapping pipes with, you wrap the pipes with rags or newspaper, that's something. SAWS also has tutorials on how to turn your water off at the meter just in case your pipes freeze. You know, when it gets this cold, you really have to think about the most vulnerable people among us, seniors. And Meals on Wheels San Antonio is making sure that they're safe during the winter cold snap. Today, the organization delivered holiday meals to homebound seniors. You see, many of them live alone. So volunteers spoke with them about staying warm through the freezing temperatures.
Dripping your pipes to make sure, those pipes don't get frozen. Wearing layers, make sure you have all the warm clothes that you can on. Don't go outside.
But there was time for fun because the seniors got a special treat. People in the community sent them holiday cards. This is the 3rd year that Meals on Wheels worked with Bubble Bath Car Wash to send seniors cards. A 25-year-old woman named Sabrina Garcia died when she crashed her vehicle this morning. And San Antonio police are trying to figure out how it happened. According to SAPD, she wasn't wearing a seatbelt. So when she lost control of her car at Loop 410 and Highway 151, that impact threw her right out of her car. Now, someone else was in the car with her. That person was hurt. and had to be treated at the hospital. Tonight, San Antonio police are looking for a motorcyclist who shot at a group of women who were leaving a bar. That shooting happened just before midnight last night at Two Rivers Tavern on O'Connor Road. Officers say the three women were in a car when a person on a motorcycle pulled up alongside them and just began shooting. One of those bullets grazed the driver in the back of her head. She was taken to a nearby hospital in critical condition, but she is expected to be okay. At this point, though, police don't have a motive for that shooting. Tonight, we're learning the name of the woman who was shot and killed in a car over the weekend. According to the Bexar County Medical Examiner, her name was 27-year-old Rain Rice from Del Rio. She was shot in the back of the head while she was in a vehicle. Happened last Saturday around 7:45 p.m. on I-10 near Colorado Street. She was in a car with 2 children and 4 other adults, and police are still looking for the shooter. Now Crime Stoppers needs help. It's trying to solve a deadly stabbing from 2016. That's when 31-year-old Maria Gabriel Rodriguez was stabbed in her own apartment. It happened at Jackson Keller near Vance Jackson. Investigators haven't found the person who did it. So if you know anything about this, call Crime Stoppers. That number is on your screen. It's 210-224-STOP. Or excuse me, it's not on your screen, but yeah, 210-224-STOP. A teacher from Canyon Lake is now facing charges for an alleged inappropriate relationship with a 15-year-old student. Court records show 38-year-old Devin Hooper was booked into the Comal County Jail on a charge of improper relationship between an educator and student. The alleged victim's parents filed a police report and told the Comal County Sheriff's Office about the relationship in October. Hooper allegedly sent the victim explicit messages and photos for at least a month. She was also the victim's teacher this and last year. Hooper is currently out on bond. As increased demand for medications continue, the Biden administration is planning to release Tamiflu from the strategic national stockpile to areas that ask for it. Right now, the FDA says that there is no official shortage of Tamiflu, but some pharmacists and consumers are having a hard time finding the generic medication. And that's because flu cases across the country are up, way up. According to the CDC, all but 7 states are experiencing high or very high respiratory virus activity. Have you been keeping track? Christmas is now 4 days away. And you know, the roads and the airports are going to get busier. AAA is projecting nearly 113 million people are going to travel 50 miles or more between December to January 2nd. And with all those extra people out and about, they have tips on easing your travel, starting with the airlines. AAA says that it's best to carry your luggage on the flight with you, but if you have to check a bag, you should track it using the airline's app, or you can put an Apple AirTag inside of it to track it on your own. And if you're taking a road trip, avoid traveling the Friday before Christmas, which is this Friday, and also on the 27th and 28th of this month, because those are expected to be the busiest days on the road. Before we go, a police sergeant in Maryland came to the rescue when a deer got its antlers stuck in a fence. Look at that. Took a good bit of effort for Police Sergeant Matt Hall to get the deer out because the animal kept struggling. But finally, you know, Hall eventually did it and the deer broke free. Just in time for Christmas. We're out of time. The 9 at Night returns tomorrow. Have a beautiful night and please stay warm.